Hey, so I thought I would show you guys what I'm gonna do with cream. So whenever you bring milk in from the barn after you're done milking the cow, we let it sit in the refrigerator. And after about 24 hours, you can start to see the cream rise to the top, and then you have a choice to make. You can either shake that milk up and incorporate it back into the milk and it be a very like heavy whole milk, or you can scoop the cream off. Some people actually run it through a separator. We choose not to do that. We choose to either just shake it up and drink it, or at times I do scoop the cream off. I scoop the cream off if I need to make butter. I scoop the cream off if I'm making yogurt because it separates when it starts to cool. I also scoop the cream off whenever I'm making cheese. So I am left with like cream that I need something to do with. And because we're just coming out of the Christmas holidays, I have several jars of cream sitting in the refrigerator that need something to be done with. So I'm gonna show you guys what I do with the cream. Okay, these are my jars full of cream. This one I've been using out of for my coffee in the morning. This is what I'm talking about. You can see the cream line right here. So I'm actually going to take this one that's not very full, and I use a funnel because to get it in that small spot sometimes I'm not very good at. And then I'm just taking a little scoop that I have, and you should be able to see the cream line right here. And I just go in and start scooping off that cream. Now in this gallon, she didn't give a whole lot. She could have held quite a bit of it back for the calf. This could have been like the second gallon, because we normally get 2 gallons from her, and so this could have been one of the gallons that just didn't get as much cream. So there is still a little bit of cream here, and technically this is still considered whole milk, and I will just shake this up and I will turn that into chocolate milk for my kiddos. So the next step is I need to find out how much cream I need to make ice cream. My husband bought me an ice cream maker for Christmas, so I'm going to use it. So I need 3 cups of heavy cream. So what I'm gonna do is I got my measurement here, and I'm going to take some of these. You can see it is very, very thick, heavy cream. You know what? That's a 2 cup. Pour what I need to save into this jar, because the rest of this I am going to turn into butter. Right, and I want another about cup full of heavy cream. There we go. Whoa. Okay, so for the future reference, if I want ice cream, I need to save a little less than a quart of cream. The rest of this cream, I am going to actually allow it to sit out and come to room temperature. Now I know that sounds kind of odd, but I use a KitchenAid mixer to make my butter, and it turns into butter much faster if the cream is at room temperature. So I'm gonna let this sit, and I'll come back in a little while and show you guys how I make butter. So I decided to go ahead and take all these cream jars and put them into here because some of them are fuller than others, and I didn't want the temperature to be like varied in each of them. I kind of want everything to be the same. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put everything in my mixer bowl like this. Can kind of start to see how much I have in here, and I'll come back in a few hours and yeah, we'll make butter. All right, I'm about to make some butter. I have a sneaky suspicion it's not going to work this time around, partly because the cream sat in the fridge for several days, and when I was measuring out the cream that I wanted to keep for ice cream, I got the thickest stuff, and kind of what's left over is kind of what you'd kind of consider like the half and half. So We're gonna give it a try. If it doesn't work, I'll just show you a time that it did work. So I just have it in my mixer, use the whisk. Always use a towel over top because once it turns to butter, it really starts to splash the buttermilk out over. And then I turn my KitchenAid on about a 2 to 4, kind of wait till it gets to like the whipped cream stage, and then I crank it up to 6. So let me grab a towel and we'll get started here. Kind of like to take the towel and kind of tuck it in and around. And if this goes, it should be butter in about 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, I don't know if you can see, but it's already getting kind of creamy and thicker. So I'm gonna go ahead and bump it up to 6. Let's see, it's kind of starting to splatter, so I'm gonna put this towel back down and we'll check it again in a minute or 2. It is already like past the whipped cream stage, and it's starting to break down the whipped cream. This is going really fast and really well, so I think we're gonna have butter. You can see that it is breaking down farther and farther. Okay, I know it's kind of hard to see in there, but it is starting to break down so much that it is starting to splatter quite a bit. But we are turning to butter right now. And there it is. That is butter. Whoa! Yeah, it really splatters, but you guys, there we are. That's butter. Okay, so I have a little container here with probably a teaspoon, half a teaspoon of salt. Kind of depends on how salty you like your butter. And the next step we have to do is rinsing the butter. If you leave the buttermilk in with the butter, it will turn it rancid so much quicker. So you can absolutely save this buttermilk. This is like true pure buttermilk. This is not cultured, this is not fermented, this is not thickened. And quite honestly, most times I just throw it away because I have access to all the milk that I would need, and whole milk tends to be much thicker than this buttermilk. But just to show you, I will pour out the buttermilk and then I will actually rinse the butter. All right, I have a mason jar here and I'm just going to just kind of pour the buttermilk out. You can see it's almost like you would think skim milk. There's hardly any substance to it. It looks like, yeah, it looks like skim milk. So now what's left is my butter, and I'm gonna turn the cold water on. My hand's a little cold so it doesn't want to stick. And just start kneading the butter here. Let me turn you a little. So I can tell there's not any milky water coming out anymore. I'm just gonna take my little container with some salt, dump that right in there and mix it up. You definitely don't have to salt your butter. I like my butter salted. It also helps pull out a little bit more of that butter fat or buttermilk. And I just kind of finish kneading it in there. I'm gonna just kind of shape it a little bit. Take my container. And now this will probably go straight to the freezer because I have one in the refrigerator already. But there we go, we just made butter. Final tip when you were done making butter, if you splashed a lot and you have a lot of splatters, wipe that up immediately because it will get very sticky. Okay, so I am mixing up my ingredients for the ice cream, and now I have my 3 cups of heavy whipping cream. Directions say put it in a mixing bowl or something. I'm just using this and I'll just mix it because then I need to pour this in through the spout after the ice cream maker is turned on. So I'm just trying to get all this lovely heavy cream out of here. And I am going to actually take my little hand mixer, just try to get some of that sugar to dissolve. Okay, maybe next time I should do a mixing bowl. This is my first time. Okay, it says I need to cover it and refrigerate it for at least 2 hours, which will actually be about perfect because then I can throw it in the ice cream maker as we're eating supper. And by the time we're done eating supper, the ice cream should be ready.
Okay, here we go. Guess we'll see what happens.
Okay, ice cream is done. And it is so yummy. I'm gonna clean it out of here, put it in this container, and enjoy it.